Hello, my name is Ellen Elfke, and I am the Outreach and Public Affairs Coordinator for the Minnesota Farm Service Agency, or FSA. In this presentation, I will cover FSA farm programs and provide detailed information on what each program entails. Farm programs include disaster assistance, conservation programs, safety net programs, and risk management. Disaster assistance is available for all types of producers and can help farmers recover during natural disasters or when there are serious economic disruptions, such as the COVID-19 pandemic. Conservation programs are available to provide financial assistance to address farming and ranching related conservation issues, including drinking water protection, reducing soil erosion, wildlife habitat preservation and restoration of forests and wetlands, and aiding farmers whose farms are damaged by natural disasters. Safety net programs are available for financial assistance to provide payments when actual crop or commodity revenue declines below a specific level or price. And risk management programs assist farmers and ranchers to prepare for and recover from the unexpected. Farm Programs also offers programs to offset the costs of organic certification and has low-interest loans for commodity storage of all types, from fluid milk to produce. To dive into our disaster assistance programs, the Tree Assistance Program, otherwise known as TAP, provides financial assistance to eligible orchardists and nursery tree growers to replace or rehabilitate eligible trees, bushes, and vines lost to natural disasters, including hurricanes and wildfires. Qualifying natural disasters for the Tree Assistance Program include drought, excessive rain or wind damage, earthquakes, fires, floods, freezes, hail, high winds, insect infestation, lightning, plant disease, straight-line winds, tornadoes, and other occurrences as determined by the Deputy Administrator of FSA programs. To be eligible for the Tree Assistance Program, a stand of eligible trees, bushes, or vines must have suffered more than a 15% mortality loss. The loss must not have been preventable through reasonable and available measures, and the loss must be visible and obvious. Normal mortality is the percentage of expected lost trees, bushes, or vines in a stand that normally occurs during a calendar year for a producer. 3% is a normal or common mortality rate. Regarding payments for tree, bush, or vine replacement, replanting, and/or rehabilitation, the payment calculation is the lesser of the following. 65% of the actual cost of replanting in excess of 15% mortality, which is adjusted for the normal mortality rate, and, where applicable, 50% of the actual cost of rehabilitation in excess of the 15% damage or mortality, and again adjusted for the normal tree damage and normal mortality rate, or the maximum eligible amount established for the practice by FSA. For applicants who meet the definition of a beginning or veteran farmer or rancher, which is farming less than 10 years, the payment calculation is the lesser of the following. 75% of the actual cost of replanting in excess of the 15% mortality rate adjusted for normal mortality, and, where applicable, 75% of the actual cost of rehabilitation in excess of the 15% damage or mortality rate, or the maximum eligible amount established for the practice by FSA. The final date to submit application and supporting documentation is within 90 calendar days of the disaster event or the date when the loss is apparent to the producer. If the request for TAP assistance is approved, producers will be given a 12-month period to complete the work requested. As with all programs, maintaining communication with the local FSA office if you have questions or once you have completed the work is very important. Before TAP payments may be issued, FSA will need to perform a site visit to verify practice completion. The Non-Insured Crop Disaster Assistance Program, or NAP, provides financial assistance to producers of non-insurable crops when low yields, loss of inventory, or prevented planting occur due to natural disasters. So, what crops are eligible for NAP? Any crop that is produced for commercial purposes, so for sale to others and not for personal consumption, or for which there is no commercially available insurance product. Other crops that are eligible under NAP include fruits and vegetables, such as grain and forage crops, including native forage used for livestock consumption, cotton and flax, except for trees that are grown for fiber, mushrooms and floriculture, or specialty crops such as honey and maple sap. Examples of others include Christmas trees, aquaculture, turf grass sod, seed crops where the propagation stock is produced for sale as seed stock for other eligible NAP crops. Some common applications for NAP eligible crops we see at FSA include berries, apples, grapes, tomatoes, pumpkins, strawberries, etc. But there are lots of others on the list, such as cucumbers, eggplant, broccoli, onions, sweet potatoes, peppers, watermelon, and the list really does go on. So what is an eligible cause of loss under NAP? Natural disasters such as a drought or freeze, hail, excessive moisture or excessive wind, adverse natural occurrences such as a flood, or conditions related to damaging weather or adverse natural occurrences like excessive heat, plant disease, or insect infestation. Keep in mind there are standards in the program rules as far as what the definition of a drought is, or what the definition of a flood or freeze is. We recommend visiting with your local office about some of the common events in your area. This will help gain a better understanding of the threshold in place for something to qualify as a natural disaster. Damage must occur during the coverage period, before or during the harvest, and must directly affect the eligible crop. NAP works like insurance coverage. If you get basic coverage, you can receive assistance on losses that exceed 50% of your expected production at 55% of the average market price for the crop. Producers must pay a NAP service fee to acquire NAP coverage. It is $325 per crop or $825 per producer per county, not to exceed a total of $1,950. So, for example, if you are just going to get NAP coverage on your tomatoes at the basic coverage level, it will cost you $325. If you also want coverage for your pepper plants, it will be a total of $650 for both. If you also want coverage on your strawberries, it will be a total of $825 for the 3 crops, the maximum amount that can be charged as long as the 3 crops are all grown in the same county. In addition, if you choose buy-up coverage, for which there are premiums charged, your premium costs can be reduced due to your classification as a beginning farmer, woman, etc., as noted above. If you are a beginning farmer, meaning you have not operated a farm for more than 10 years, and you are substantially participating in the operation, you may be eligible for a service fee waiver, or if you are a woman or a member of certain groups. You may also be eligible for a service fee waiver. NAP basic coverage can be free, so be sure to ask about it. Remember, here's what basic coverage looks like. Losses over 50% at 55% of the average market price, and you only need to pay a service fee to get this level of coverage, unless you fall into a category where the service fee is waived. You can get buy-up coverage if you can show you have previously grown the crop. In other words, coverage for greater than 50% of your crop loss, up to a maximum coverage of 65% of your crop, and at 100% of average market price by paying a premium for coverage. To arrive at the cost of buy-up coverage, we use a formula that looks at your share of the crop, number of acres of the crop, approved yield per acre of the crop, the coverage level you want, the average market price, and then we take all of that times a 5.25% premium fee. Again, keep in mind, if you meet one of those special categories, socially disadvantaged, woman, farm veteran, or beginning farmer, you could be charged a lesser premium fee. Two more disaster programs that apply to livestock producers include LIP and LFP. The Livestock Indemnity Program, or LIP, pays for death losses due to natural disasters such as tornadoes, blizzards, excess heat, or excess cold, while the Livestock Forage Program, or LFP, pays for grazing losses if severe drought triggers are met. Moving into conservation programs, the Conservation Reserve Program, or CRP, pays a yearly rental payment in exchange for farmers removing environmentally sensitive land from agricultural production and planting species that will improve the environmental quality. There are two sign-up periods for CRP, the continuous CRP sign-up and the general CRP sign-up. Continuous is ongoing throughout the year, while the general sign-up has certain dates that you have to meet in order to sign up. The Conservation Reserve Enhancement Program, or CREP, is an offshoot of CRP, which targets high-priority conservation issues identified by government and non-governmental organizations. Farmland that falls under these conservation issues is removed from production in exchange for annual rental payments. The Grassland Reserve Program, or GRP, works to prevent grazing and pasture land from being converted into cropland or used for urban development. In return for voluntarily limiting the future development of their land, farmers receive a rental payment. In regard to price support programs, the Farm Storage Facility Loan Program, or FSFL, provides low-interest financing for producers to store, handle, and/or transport eligible commodities they produce. FSFL funds can be used to acquire, construct, or upgrade new or used, portable, or permanently affixed on-farm storage and handling facilities. Funds can also be used to acquire new or used storage and handling trucks and acquire portable or permanently affixed storage and handling equipment. Under the FSFL program, producers can borrow up to $500,000 with a minimum down payment at 15% with terms up to 12 years. Producers may also borrow up to $50,000 for the FSFL microloan with a lower down payment at 5%. Producers must demonstrate production history and document storage needs for eligibility under this program. Here is a comprehensive list of eligible commodities under the Farm Storage Facility Loan Program. Eligible commodities under the FSFL program include grains, oilseeds, peanuts, pulse crops, hay, honey, renewable biomass commodities, fruits and vegetables, floriculture, hops, maple sap, milk, cheese, yogurt, butter, eggs, meat and poultry unprocessed products, rye, and aquaculture. Additionally, eligible facility types include grain bins, hay barns, bulk tanks, and facilities for cold storage. Drying and handling and storage equipment is also eligible, including storage and handling trucks. Eligible facilities and equipment may be new or used, permanently affixed, or portable. FSFL loan terms can be 3, 5, 7, 10, or 12 years based on the loan amount. The maximum loan amount for storage facilities is $500,000, while the maximum loan amount for storage and handling trucks is $100,000. In 2016, FSA rolled out a new microloan program. Microloans are capped at $50,000 or under and offer a 5% down payment requirement compared to the 15% for a regular FSFL. And under the microloan program, we waive the regular 3-year production history requirement. There is also considerably less paperwork. Interest rates are set monthly, and the January 2023 interest rates are at 4.125% for a 3-year term, 3.75% for both the 5- and 7-year term, and 3.625% for both the 10- and 12-year term. FSA also has 2 programs that help offset the cost of organic certification. The Organic Certification Cost Share Program, or OCCSP, provides organic producers and handlers with financial assistance to reduce the cost of organic certification. The program reimburses producers and handlers for a portion of their paid certification costs. Once certified, organic producers and handlers are eligible to receive reimbursement for 50% of certification costs each year, up to a maximum of $500 per certification scope, which includes crops, livestock, wild crops, handling, and state organic program fees. Producers and handlers incur significant costs to obtain or renew their USDA organic certification each year, and the economic challenges due to the COVID-19 pandemic have made obtaining and renewing USDA organic certification financially challenging for many operations. Under the Organic and Transitional Education and Certification Program, or OTECP, certified organic producers and handlers and crop and livestock producers transitioning to organic who have paid eligible expenses during the 2020, 2021, and/or 2022 fiscal years may apply for reimbursement of the incurred expenses. The deadline to late file applications for both of these programs is February 3rd, 2023. And with that, that covers an overview of some of the most utilized and important FSA farm programs. Anyone is welcome to reach out to our state office with questions about programs, getting started with our agency, or locating the closest FSA office to you. We are more than happy to assist you in acquiring program information and/or to connect you with the local FSA staff in your area. Thank you for learning about FSA farm programs.